ideasonballs.co.za. Weekdays 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Little young superstar. Man, what last couple of races he's had in Moto3. But first time, I think in 39 years, Daisy. That's even older than you. First time in 39 years we have had a podium celebration in the premier classes of motorcycle racing. Isn't that fantastic, Daisy?
That's brilliant.
It's amazing. He's been a regular guest on Balls before, and well, I tell you, I know he's been so inundated with so many media requests since he's returned back, but it's great to have number 41, Brad Binder, back here. How's it going, Brad?
Oh, lekker, thanks.
Congratulations, my man. What a fantastic achievement over the weekend at the Saxon Ring. Hey, proper circuit.
Yeah, I mean, I've always done pretty well at the Saxon Ring, so going there already, I thought I was in for a good weekend. And then qualifying and free practice didn't all go too great.
Yeah.
And then when it came down to Sunday, we made such a big change with the bike, and it was actually all I needed to try fight with the guys for the win.
Yeah, I tell you, it was something special. Now, listen, I tweeted yesterday and earlier this morning that Brad was going to bring the trophy in. And where's the trophy, Brad?
It's in my parents' bedroom in a million pieces.
So what happened?
Well,
You didn't pack it very well.
They wouldn't let me take it hand luggage. So when I got to the airport, I had to stick it in my bag. And you know how they are with the bag, so...
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy, but what can you do, eh?
I hope they give you another one.
I'll use a bit of super glue one day and try get it in.
Try get it to go. I think. Listen, we've got to go back because now I think it was corrected yesterday. If I'm not mistaken, we think it was Mario Rademacher was the last South African who got a podium in Premier Class biking. Do you know if that's correct or not?
From what everybody's told me,
is it Mario
apparently
Rademacher?
so, but I've never got to meet him.
Yeah, okay. And we're going back to the 1980s because I was talking on radio and I wasn't aware of the fact that I was going back to the days of Cork Ballington. Now, I don't even know if you've ever heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of.
You've heard of
all
him.
the guys, yeah.
So Cork Ballington was, our superstar up there. I must tell you, when I was watching on Sunday, and number one, the class that you race in is so ultra competitive, and we've spoken about this before. It is so ultra competitive, and you're watching there, and you got Binder, and he's second, then he's third, then he's second, then he's third, then he's fourth, then he's up, and he's coming down or whatever. It is so competitive. I mean, and how you guys don't hit each other more often is incredible. It just shows you the incredible talent that is in the class that you're racing.
Yeah, I mean, these last 3-4 races, I've been up there near the front, so it's another world to be in the top, say 5-6 in the front group.
Yeah.
I mean, when you are in 15th or between 10th to 15th, it is an absolute disaster. Everybody's diving up your inside. Oaks are just running straight and you're on the outside, so you end up crashing. It's crazy. But actually, I was surprised, when you're up front with the top guys, it's actually everything. It's more relaxed, to be honest.
Because you have so much more trust in the guy that they're going to break at that point. They're going to turn in at that point. Is that the difference?
That's exactly it. I mean, there's nobody there that's just going to, I don't know, take a stupid move into a corner in the early stages,
So sort of like in Formula One, like a Pastor Maldonado. You know that you're not just going to get someone coming to try and climb up the inside of you or something like that.
That's exactly it.
Well, listen, let's before we get to the amazing podium at Saxon Ring, let's just go through a little bit of the season. You're on the Mahindra. All right. So just tell us how the deal came together.
Well, at the beginning of last year already, we were on a Suter Honda.
Yeah.
And you see Suter and Mahindra, they have their own deal together. And the Honda engine just had absolutely zero power, and it was impossible to get results on this bike. So after 3 or 4 races, we started speaking with Mahindra to try and get the bike for the last half of the season. And once we got this right, it was, to be honest, I really expected a huge step,
Yeah.
But on the other hand, because we didn't have, I didn't get to test this bike once, So
yeah, it was just get on and go.
I got on the bike. I think it was at Mazzano for the first time, and first free practice I was in 5th position. So I thought, yes, now I'm in for the good second half of the season.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, without the testing, each time we got to the track, we had to start at zero again.
Yeah.
You know, we had the power of the engine, but the chassis setup just wasn't there.
Yeah, and, you know, and this is the thing. And I remember the first time you came in here a couple of years ago, and it's a frustrating learning curve to get there. You know, not everyone can be freaking Mark Marquez and just have the best bike from the time that you're 3 years old. So, you know, guys like you got to pay your school fees. And now it's beginning to get right. Let's turn it into 2014. So at least now you had a little bit of experience. Now you had a little bit of testing to get ready for the season. You must have felt a lot more confident going into 2014.
Yeah, going into the season, I really expected something special, but unfortunately, at the beginning of the season, we had so many engine failures and problems, like electronic problems. And
Okay.
I mean, half the time we don't even, like, we take 3 sessions to find the problem.
Yeah.
3 sessions in a weekend. I mean, we have 5 sessions in the race. So 3 sessions with all these problems, you arrive at the race, you're not ready. You don't have setup. You don't know if the bike's going to finish the race. You go into the race with so many doubts that it's just, I mean, you can't expect to be up there.
So how do you keep yourself motivated when you're having all of these problems? Because I mean, you're sitting there and you're going, geez, I should be up at the front there with the guys, but now I'm languishing down 15th, 16th, and on top of it, I hope I even get off the line. So I mean, how do you keep yourself positive?
To be honest, I always think that I can do it. I've never really doubted myself too much, but at the end of the day, when you aren't finishing races and when you are finishing, you're coming 14th, 15th, or just cracking the points, it definitely takes a toll on you. But at the end of the day, you just need to try to stay positive, and every time you go out there, give you 110%.
Yeah, that's for sure. But you know, with all of problems, and I mean, you know it in any form of motorsport, Brad. You know, sometimes you have to have the problems in order to progress, you know. So Mahindra, I'm sure, was sitting and saying, geez, you know, sorry, guys, but, you know, we're trying this out. Once it's ready, it is going to be better.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, the guys at Mahindra work exceptionally hard, and also my team. Every session or every race, we have something new to try.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, with the rules, we aren't allowed to test.
Yeah.
So what we actually need is to go out and just test all these things for a couple of days, but we don't have the time. So now I'm busy testing in the middle of sessions, which, like, also Saxering this weekend, I had different flywheels to test, which I wasted 2 sessions on that because neither of the 2 options worked.
Okay.
So we ended up just going back to standard.
Okay, which is you know, problematic. But as you say, the testing rules, listen, they are there for everyone. Unfortunately, Mahindra is still, you know, getting and improving all of the time. So I mean, you're definitely on a stronger bike than you were at the beginning of 2013, which is a very, very positive side of things. So let's talk a little bit about Sachsenring. You get there, you know that after this you're going to have a 4-week break before you have to do anything. You're motivated because the race before, you had a great qualifying, but it must have been great up front there in the beginning, but then unfortunately, you know, the race didn't work out most probably the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, the problem I had at Assen was that when we arrived in the qualifying, I don't know what they changed, but for some reason, the whole weekend, the thing was just missing and spluttering the whole time. And, I mean, in Moto3, if you're 0.3 off first position, you can qualify 12th.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's that competitive.
So, sorry, I'm taking strain here.
No, okay. All right, you can get yourself
sorry,
together.
That's a bit better.
All right.
Now, so then after that, for the race, luckily my team fixed the problem. Because also for 3 sessions, we had some sort of electronical glitch that the bike wouldn't rev at high RPM.
Okay.
So once we got that all working, going into the race, it was okay. And I got up into 4th position. And then on the last lap, one of the other riders hit me from the inside and I ended up going off. So all the hard work chasing through was destroyed.
Yeah, not so easy. All right, listen, we'll let you get your voice back there. On Gears Balls Visual Radio in studio guest is the incredibly talented and such a lovely oak as well, Brad Binder. And this is a big deal, Daisy, because all of the focus in South Africa when it comes to sport is cricket, rugby and soccer. And our motorsport guys don't get the recognition. But there was something really, really special that happened when you arrived at ORT, when was it, 2 days ago?
Yeah. 2 days ago.
And yeah, just hopefully you got your video browser open. This is what happened. Can only be Greg Maloney. But it must have been a special moment, Brad.
Nah, I mean, it was incredible. I didn't expect it, to be honest.
Yeah.
When I walked there and I heard everybody, I was like, shit, I almost turned around, you know?
But something really, really special. I mean, arriving back in South Africa, and it was just so fitting that this was the gap that you had, fortunately, that you're actually going to come home. Because, I mean, the sacrifice you make living basically on your own. Yeah,
living in Spain, I mean, it's not easy, but...
Yeah, all that paella, not great.
Oh, I mean, it's a great place, though. So, I mean, it's not easy living there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'd come home every week if I could.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it's one of the sacrifices that need to be made.
100%. And now it's paying off. Let's go back. If you're just joining us, it's Brad Binder who achieved something unbelievable over the weekend, and that was a podium finish at the Saxon Ring in the Moto3 category of racing, the premier classes of racing. Unfortunately, the audio's not great, but that was your post interview after finishing, which was fantastic. Brad, going into Saxon Ring, but also just going through the season. You've been in Moto3 now for a couple of seasons. Are there the Jack Millers of the world and those guys? Have they always just sort of said, well, we don't have to worry about, those guys who are 14th, 15th? After this weekend, surely there is a completely different, there must have been a completely different feeling around the pit lane after what you achieved.
Well, I mean, Jack is my mate, and I'm mates with most of the guys most of the guys I race with, to be honest. So, I mean, the thing is, away from the track, a lot of people don't see the problems, but everybody that's there can see every time my bike stops and I end up running half a K to try to get the thing back before the end of the session, you know?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think some of the people kind of knew if I could get the thing straight, I could run up there. And I mean, to just race with the guys was incredible. It was so much fun just to, I don't know, you can see first position, you know?
Listen, it was, I must tell you, I was so emotional watching it on the TV. I promise you, because I was always going, please don't let anything happen. Just come on, Brad. You got to do this. You got to do this. And afterwards, I was like, oh my word, it's actually happened, because we've been following you and supporting you for a long, long time, as well as so many people in South Africa, and I was telling you a little bit off air that you have a huge support base over here. I mean, the social media after the Moto3 race was just went crazy, and it was just so great to see that you do have a great support base over here.
It's really incredible to see all the people, my phone was like completely, nothing would work for like a day or two, but it's so nice just to see how many people are there and they're behind me and supporting me every weekend. Like, I've had people that I haven't spoken to seen since I was like 5 years old,
Is that so?
All come out to work, and
you see, they all want some of the prize money. They all want some of the prize money.
What prize money?
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, then you don't know much about motorsport. It costs a lot. It costs a lot. You told us how much fun it was racing right up at the front there. And as you said, even it actually felt a little bit more relaxed. But when it came to that final lap, and you can be in, the category is so competitive. You can be sitting in first place and land up seventh.
Yeah.
How did you feel going last lap? Did anything trigger in your mind, or did you just go, let's go?
Honestly, with 3 laps to go, I was sure I was going to win the race because I had followed Jack the whole race, and I could see where I was stronger and where he was stronger. and I knew where I had to make the move. But when that came down to the last 2 laps, he went 0.5 quicker. So I was absolutely on the limit, just trying to hang on.
Yeah.
But when it came into the last corner, well, the whole lap, I just tried everything I could. But at the end of the day, I haven't had a podium yet, and to go throw it all away in the last corner, it was not something I wanted to do.
Yeah, but I think that also shows an incredible sign of the maturity and the experience that you've gained racing in it. Because had it been a season and a half ago, maybe 2 seasons ago, you might have done that and gone, oh, geez, messed it up, etc. But you know, for the next time, listen, I was on the limit. I know where and how. I was just beaten by a better guy on the day. That was it.
Exactly. You know, the thing that I've only learned now in the last, I don't know, 3-4 months is it doesn't happen overnight. As much as I wanted to win and become world champion in my first year in 2012, it just doesn't work that way. You got to kind of work your way up the ranks, you know. Like now that I'm starting to run up front more often, I've got really good teams coming to approach me, offering me good deals, you know.
That's amazing.
So for my career, it was an incredible weekend.
I was just going to say, I mean, this is definitely, this is definitely a turning point. You're on the podium. People have actually sat there, and as you say, they've seen you before, and they've said, geez, he's quick in the practices. Here we go, but unreliable. This happened, that happened, etc., etc. Guys know now, on the right bike, you can challenge the best and be the best. So I'm sure, you know, Mahindra, number one, I'm probably going to sit there and say, hey, we need to hold on to this guy, but we need to give him the best that we can get. Or, as you say, other guys will come knocking on the door and say, listen, come and join us.
Yeah, I mean, after Sachsenring, I had a few top teams. They all pulled me into their trucks and wanted me to sign pre-contracts there and there.
Is that so? That's fantastic.
It was great in a way, but they weren't too happy when I said, okay, look, I need to think about it.
No, of course, because now you're on the buzz. Oh, okay, let's sign for Honda. Let's go. You go, whoa.
Yeah,
well, that's also, you know, clever thinking. And I mean, you've got the right people around you as well that can look after that stuff for you. Is that good?
Well, I used to have a manager.
Yeah.
Then basically things fell apart there. So now I'm doing everything myself.
Okay.
Basically, I go around, get all the contracts, chat to all the people, and then at the end of the day, go see my dad, and then we read through the stuff together and see what you want to change. Or
Dad's always got the best advice, eh?
I know, exactly. At least I know no one will be lying to me.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's very important. You're speaking about your family. I mean, they must have also just been ecstatic. I'm sure they were trying to get hold of you from the moment. I'm sure they tried to phone you as you crossed the finish line.
That's one thing that made Sachsenring so special, because my whole family was there.
Phenomenal.
So,
okay, brilliant.
I mean, it couldn't have happened at a better time with my mom, my dad. My brother was there racing. So
yeah, how did he do?
He crashed in both races.
Yeah, we got to get him. We'll have to work on him a little bit.
Yeah,
but now you've set the bar. Now he's gonna have to do those kind of things. But yes, your family have always been so behind you. I mean, that was fantastic to have. Must have been fantastic to have them there, and also have a dop with the old man afterwards. Or 7.
Yeah.
Or a couple.
No, I better keep that quiet.
Listen, I'm sure it must have been a hell of a celebration. Did you even watch any of the other races?
To be honest, I was so busy afterwards. Like my team hadn't had a podium for, I think it was like 8 years. My crew chief hadn't had a podium for 6 years. So they were also happy, and you know, it was so good, to be honest. I don't really have words to explain it.
Yeah, listen, we can imagine. I mean, it was, you know, the week before we had David McFadden in the Super Stocks who got on a podium, which was just also so exciting for all of us. And then this, you know, the week later, we sit there and we got Brad Binder on the freaking podium, and I was sitting there going, okay, guys, I mean, now, you know, we've really got these terrific superstars. You know, we've got to really get behind them. So now at least you got a little bit of time off. I suppose it's doing a bit of media, getting to do some stuff. Your charity side, are you still busy with that?
On and off, you know, but lately, you see, last year I came back to South Africa so often. Yeah. But for this year, it wasn't possible. So now living in Spain the whole time, it's so difficult to try keep up with everything this side. But at the end of the day, I mean, I try to do anything I can.
Yeah, no, exactly. We know that of you as well. Brad, listen, it's terrific to have you back in the country. I can't wait for Indianapolis in 4 weeks. I'm sure you're also just itching to go.
I'm so excited to get there.
And I mean, even in this sort of like summer period, northern hemisphere period that you've got off now, can Mahindra work on the bike? Are they allowed? I mean, besides testing, are they allowed to go and change things or do things?
How it works is at the beginning of the year, each manufacturer, so KTM, Honda, Mahindra,
Yeah.
they all have to give all their engines into Dorna.
Okay.
And then Dorna mix them up and then they give them to each team. So there won't be any really big changes coming.
Okay.
But there will definitely be, I don't know, maybe they find better setting for the throttle body, or they
All right. Yeah.
got better mapping, you know. For sure they'll have a small update for the last half of the season.
Yeah. So when you get to Indianapolis, I mean, is it the same bike that you would have had at Saxon Ring, or could it be a different engine?
It will definitely be a different engine,
Okay.
because how we do it is we use like an amount of engines for the first half of the season,
Okay.
and then the other half for the last half of the season.
All right.
We kind of just rotate them in, so I won't have the same engine in my bike, but
hopefully the same electronics, mapping, etc., etc.
all of that will be the same, if not better.
Yeah. No, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Listen, congratulations. Sorry about the trophy. You know, maybe get your brother, as you know, for crashing both times. Tell him to stick it together.
Yeah, I know, you can play with the glue.
It's great to have you back. Congratulations from all of us at Balls. We're so proud of you. Carry on doing what you're doing, and I'm telling you, by end of next year, you're going to be the world champion.
Thank you so much for having me on your show again, and I hope to come here and share the champagne with you guys next time.
Damn right. We'll have lots of it. Brandon, as always, you are more than welcome anytime you're in South Africa to come and join us in the studio. Okay, my friend?
That's great. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
There we go. Brad Binder, our superstar Moto3 rider. He's got a couple of weeks off, but make sure when it comes to Indianapolis, it'll be nice. It'll be late afternoon on a Sunday, and make sure you are watching Moto3.
Balls.co.za